Hi everyone, today we have a 30-minute coffee and Pilates workout. So grab a sip of your coffee, grab a pair of weights, and we're going to get started with a workout that's going to get your heart rate up, energize your body, and feel good for the rest of the day. So place your coffee out to the side. Let's start towards the back of our mat, taking your legs a little bit wider than your hips. Lower down into a squat, reaching your arms up towards your ears, or you can take them to shoulder height. It's up to you. Lowering down and then back up. So the key to this is to really hinge from your hips and then you bend from your knees. That way you're engaging your glutes as you lift up to that stand. So think about tightening your tush as you press to lengthen in that nice standing position. Down and then back up. You have 8 more here. 7, 6, 5, 4, just 3 more. 3, 2. On this last one, stay low in your squat. Take your hands into prayer. Little pulses here, keeping your chest open. So you could always come up a little bit higher if you start to feel any pressure through your low back. Otherwise, stay low. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here. Walk your hands down onto the mat. Walk it out to a full plank position. Shoulders over your wrists. Lengthen through your heels. Engage belly button to spine. Press away from the mat and hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now lift your hips up into downward dog. You can always walk your hands back just a little bit, getting that nice stretch and lengthening action through the back of your legs, pressing your heels down towards the mat. Nice inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. 2 more. Now walk your hands all the way back in towards your feet, and then you can roll it on up, or you can just lift it on up into a standing position. Walk your legs out towards the edges of the mat, and then open up through your hips a little bit so you have that external rotation. It's not a big movement from your hips, just a little bit. Lower it down into a squat, and then come all the way back up. So we have 2 more of these, down and up. Lower and lift. Now go back into your squat. Walk your hands all the way back out to a plank, and then walk your feet in so they're underneath you. Take your right knee in and then your left knee in. Lift your hips up into downward dog, pressing your heels down into the mat, and then reach forward back into your plank. Again, pulling your knee in, right and left, downward dog, and hold it here. You can walk your feet in a little bit so that way you can lift your hips up a little bit higher, getting that nice stretch in. 1 more breath. Walk your hands back in towards your feet. Step your feet out wide as you roll on up, going back into your squats. Lower and lift. Down and up. Now sit low in your squat. Hold it here. Place your hands on the mat. Start to walk your hands out and then walk your feet in so you find that plank position. Shoulders right over your wrists. If you need to lower down onto your knees, instead of doing a knee pull, you can always extend your leg and then switch. So that's another option. So find your plank, draw 1 knee in, and then switch to do the opposite side. Now lift your hips back in that downward dog position. You can always walk your feet in, press the heels down into the mat, draw the rib cage in and together a little bit as you bring your belly button towards your spine here, and then lower back down into your plank. 1 more time, right knee in and left, downward dog again. Just hold it here, finding the connection with your upper body on the mat, letting your heels just gently glide towards the mat as well. So that way you get that nice stretch through that whole back chain. 2 more breaths. Last one. And now walk your hands in towards your feet. Gently roll it on up, or you can lengthen and come up to a stand. Walk your legs out. We have this one more time going into your squats. Lowering down and up. Lower and lift. Now lower into a squat. Hold it here. Place your hands down on the mat. Walk it on out. Bring your feet in. And just hold your plank here, pressing away from the mat. Draw your right knee in. And now your left knee. Lift into your downward dog. Back into your plank. Hold it here. Again, right and left. Lift and hold that downward dog. You can again walk the feet in a little bit if you'd like, or walk your hands in so you get that nice stretch. Opening up your chest at the same time. One more breath here. Separate your feet, walk your hands in, bend your knees, and just roll it all the way up so you're back to that standing position. So walk your legs and walk towards the center of your mat. So your legs are underneath your hips, standing towards the center of your mat. Take one leg forward, one leg back. You're going into a lunge. Take your hands into prayer, lower and lift. So you want to think about this. Action is happening from your hips and it's happening from your thighs. Be careful that you're not taking your legs out too wide. You want to have your legs directly underneath your hips here. Lower and lift. Keeping that chest nice and open. And press. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, lower it halfway down. Hold it here. So now, same arm as leg. So the leg that's back, take that arm, sweep it forward. Take your opposite arm back and hold it here for a moment. Now you're going to draw your knee in as you bend your elbows and then reach it back into that lunge. Lift and lower. Exhale as you lift on up. So you're pressing through your standing leg here, working on your balance and working on that engagement through that single leg. And press. So remember to bend both knees as you lower down into that lunge. 3 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Going back into your lunge, hold it here. Hands come back into prayer. Step your back foot in. Hold it in your yoga chair pose. So glue your knees, glue your ankles together. Sit low. Keep the chest open. Reach your arms overhead. Little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up to that full stand. Same thing now, but on the other side. So switching your legs out. Find your lunge position. Hands go into prayer, lower and lift. So you may need to take the first 5 seconds or so to adjust. You want to keep your chest open. So you're engaging your shoulder blades in and together. Lower and lift. Feeling the strength through your thighs here and through your glutes. And press. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, lower halfway down, hold it here. Keeping the chest open, going into your pulses, little presses here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now same reach, extending your back arm towards your leg. You can lift out of that back leg a little bit. You're going into that single leg balance. Lift and lower. So we tend to pick our weaker side second. So So I always like to focus on building strength through that side just a little bit more. Keep bending through your knees as you lower down into your lunge. Pressing through your foot. 4 more here. 4, 3, you got this. 2 more. 2, and 1. Hold it here. Hands come into prayer. Find your solid lunge. Keep the chest open. And now step that back foot in. Hold it here. Back into your yoga chair pose. Reach your arms up towards your ears. Pulse it out. Little presses. So every time you lift, you want to think about your tush engaging. So that way the action isn't happening from your knees. You're utilizing your thighs, engaging through your glutes here. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up to a full stand. Reach your arms around, roll it down. Tuck your chin, peel it on down. Think 1 vertebrae at a time. Reaching down towards the mat. Finding that nice lengthening action through your spine here. Walk it out to your plank, whether it's a half plank or a full plank, and hold it. We have shoulder taps. So if you're in a half plank, it looks like this. You're gonna reach to tap your shoulder and then lower your arm down and then switch to do the other side. Ready? Here we go. So reaching and tapping. You wanna try and keep your hips as level as possible. So you can also walk your feet out. If you're kind of in that in-between stage of a full plank and a half plank here, that way you're not tilting your hips like this. That's gonna get into your back and your ribs. It's not gonna feel good. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down onto your knees. Walk your hands back, so shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Going into cat-cow a few times. Rounding through your spine. And then lengthening, finding that extension. Just moving through both directions with ease. And this should be pain-free. You shouldn't feel any aches with this. It should feel really good on your back. If it doesn't, try to find the direction that works best for you, whether it's rounding your spine or extending. Move in that direction a little bit more, and you can back off through the opposite direction. So flexion feels really good. Round your back a little bit more, and then go into more of a neutral spine and hold versus going into a lot of extension. 1 more each direction. And lengthen. All right, let's take a seat on the mat. So the next exercise is actually a side lying one. So you're gonna lie on your side, and you just need 1 weight for this. So a couple options. I'm gonna teach the more and demonstrate the most advanced option, but you can always just keep your hips down with this. You don't have to keep them elevated. Try to challenge yourself by staying in this forearm plank. Otherwise, you can always rest your head on your hand. That's another option. So find the side position where your hips are right on top of each other. Knees and hips are bent at 45 degrees. Take your arm, reach it up towards the ceiling, lift your hips up to start. You're gonna open through your knee and open up through your hips really, and then lower back down. So it's a clamshell with a lift and lower of your arm. So you're working through your back. As you lower your arm down, you wanna feel that connection right underneath your armpit, through your back muscles. You wanna feel that engagement. And reach. 5 more here. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Now lower your hips down, bend your elbow, and then reach to lift your hips on up. Press that weight up towards the ceiling. So you're going in a little bit of this side plank with that shoulder press. Be really careful with that supporting arm. You want to make sure your shoulder is right over your elbow the entire time. And reach. 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, hold at the top. Keep your chest open. Extend your leg. Lift your leg up and down, and then bend your elbow and extend. Lift and lower. Bend and extend. And reach. Lift and lower. Bend and extend. And reach. You have 5. This is 4, 3, 2, last one, and release all the way down. Nice work. So now you're going to take your arm back a little bit towards this diagonal line. So I'm actually opening up my shoulder by taking that forearm towards the diagonal line, and then I'm taking my leg back. So I'm actually getting a little rotation through my spine. So my rib cage is coming down slightly. Draw your belly button to spine. Reach your arm forward. Start by just lifting your leg up and down. And then you can add the arm. Lift and lower. And reach. And press. 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tiny pulses. So you can bend your elbow a little bit. That way you don't get into your head and your neck here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back down. Come all the way on up. And now extend your arm fully and stagger your legs. So you're actually going to take your top leg forward, your bottom leg is back, and you're kind of on the edge of your feet here. The first one you're going to kind of play around with to see where your distance should be, but I always kind of start with my legs towards the edge of the mat and find a little bit more of this diagonal line. Reach, lift to press your hips on up. Reach and extend so you get that nice side bend in. So you're going into your side bend. Nice big inhale. Exhale to lift and press on up again. We have 3 of these total. If there's a little bit too much on your shoulder, lower down back into that forearm position. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2. On the last one, hold it here. Lengthen through your legs. Just take your arm down and up. 2. Last one. And release back down. Good. So getting all those shakes in, that's good. We're trying to transform our strength and really focus on stabilizing through our trunk. So same thing now, but on the other side. So starting on your forearm, where you can rest your head on your hand, we have those clamshells with the lift and lower of the arm. So start by lifting your hips up. If you did that on the other side, reach your arm up towards the ceiling. You're gonna open through your hips and then lower. Finding that action of this movement coming from your hips and your glutes. Keep pressing away from the mat. Don't forget about that bottom hip. It's still helping you out. Still engage through both of your glutes and your hips here. And press. 5 more. This is 4, 3, 2. Last one, reach and lower your hips back down. So bending from your elbow, you're gonna bend and then press up to that side plank, lowering down and then back up. Nice big inhale and exhale to reach down and up. So you're working through your shoulder as you reach and press your arm up towards the ceiling. And lift. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold at the top, extend your leg. So you're gonna lift your leg up and down, bend, extend, lift, lower. Keeping that elbow fixed, so you're working through the back of your arm here, pressing away from the mat. So that way you're not collapsing into your shoulder, you're opening up your chest. 5 more, 5. Keep drawing that rib cage in and together. 3, 2, last one, and lower all the way back down. Nice work. So now open up through your shoulder by taking that forearm towards that diagonal line. Extend your leg a little bit back towards that back diagonal line of your mat. Reach your arm forward and start with just lifting your leg up and down a few times. You're gonna feel that rotation through your spine, and now you can add the arm, lift and lower. You can bend the elbow and just lift it up and down if that feels better on your neck. Keeping that chest open. Keep engaging belly button to spine here as you lift and lower. And press. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, lift and hold, pulse it up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. Place the weight out to the side. Stagger your legs, taking your top leg forward, bottom leg is back, so you're on the knife edge. You can stay on your forearm, so you're keeping your arm a little bit more parallel, or you can keep it slightly open if that feels better on your shoulder. Other option, if you did this on the other side, is to extend your arm fully towards that diagonal line. Sweep your arm, reach up and over, engaging through your hips, lower all the way back down. So the tough part is having that control as you lower. You just don't want to collapse onto the mat. I'm guilty of it. I've done it before. So think of it as a total body movement as you lift to press on up and then back down. 1 more, and you're going to hold at the top. Now lower your arm down and up. Keep pressing your shoulders down away from your ears. 1 more. And now rotate, turn into your full plank position. Adjust your feet. You can always lower down into a half plank. It's up to you. Hold it here. Keep drawing that rib cage in and together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach back in a child's pose, bending your knees, sitting back on your heels. Just breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. 1 more. And roll it all the way back up. So sweep your legs around. Keep your knees bent. Reach your arms forward. Plug your shoulders down into your back. Peel it on down. Think 1 vertebrae at a time, drawing that rib cage in and together. Reach your arms all the way back by your ears, and then reach your arms down by your hips. Bend your knees. Go into 1 bridge, keeping your chest open. Lift and lower. Now you're gonna roll it on up, sitting on up. You can take your legs and take them into a half teaser. You can keep your feet down on the mat, or you can lengthen and go into a full teaser and then lower back down. So you're rolling down through your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. Find your bridge position. So it's 1 bridge, 1 teaser. Lift the hips up and down, and now roll it on up. So you may want to just take it into that half teaser position. If you want to work more on your hips, lengthen through your spine, full teaser, and then roll it all the way back down. Again, lift, lower, reach and press to lift, and take it back down. You got this. You can always just let the feet hover It's about building strength through your core, through your hips here. And lower back down. 3 more. 3. Roll it on up and release. And then peel it on down, engaging through both sides of your body here. And again, press to lift and lower. Roll it on up. Last one. So peeling it on down, drawing that rib cage in and together. Lift the hips on up, release back down, and then roll it on up and extend and lower back down. So now just take your hands back a little bit. You're taking them out to the corner edges, opening up your chest, extend one leg, and then the other. If you're feeling this a little bit too much in your low back, grab a pillow, grab a bolster if you have one at home, a couch cushion to place behind your back, or if you have a small ball for an extra support. Be careful you're not letting your shoulders creep up. Keep pressing your shoulders down away from your ears. You should feel this through the front of your thighs and into your hip flexors as well. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now keep your knees bent, rotate, take your toes over to the corner edge of your mat as you take your knees over to the opposite side slightly and switch. And you're gonna shift from your hips, knees are mainly together, working through your obliques and your lower abdominals. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your legs onto the mat, firmly grab behind your thighs and just roll it on down. Bring your arms down by your hips, open up your chest. Start by taking both of your legs into tabletop. Ankles are glued together. Open up through your knees slightly. So you're kind of in this double clamshell position. Lower your legs down for 2 and lift it up for 2. You can make this really small. Be careful that you're not just bending from your knees. You're holding the clamshell position and then you're hinging from your hips here. So you should feel this through your lower abdominals. You could always place your hands on your hip bones to feel that extra engagement here. As you lower, nice big inhale, exhale to lift. Keeping that chest nice and open. 6 more here. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top, bring your knees in, and then open. Nice big inhale and exhale. So feeling this action happening from your hips, you're keeping your hips stable, so you're still engaging through your abs. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, and then lower your feet down onto the mat. Take your knees over to one side, so you're getting that rotation through your spine. You can take your arms out to cactus and look over that opposite shoulder. 1 more breath. And then you can rotate and switch to the other side. Looking over that opposite shoulder here. And then walk your legs back to center. Reach your arms back by your ears, roll it on up. Think 1 vertebrae at a time. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Walk your feet back, going into that forward fold. So shifting your weight forward, lift your hips up nice and high. Just lean forward as much as you can so you get that stretch through the back of your thighs. You can always bend your knees a little bit. And be careful that not all of your weight is into your heels. You want to make sure you're still keeping most of your weight through the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, roll it on up, one vertebrae at a time, or you can walk your hands up your thighs into a neutral spinal position. Reach your arms up and overhead, nice big inhale, and then exhale to release. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time.